Okay, guys, so this is my first webinar, and I'm going to go over a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, which is sponsored products on Amazon. This is the most white hat way to get exposure on your products. You're targeting people who already want to buy, they're already searching for you, or in some other way, you know, want to buy. They're on Amazon, they want to buy. So how do we capture these people? And most importantly here, one thing that I have been focusing on a lot is seeing what your profitability is. And a lot of times on sponsored products, people spend a lot of money unnecessarily because they're not looking at the data that Amazon is providing, because Amazon provides a ton of information in terms of where your money is being spent, what's profitable, what's not profitable. And if you don't understand what they're doing, you're going to lose money guaranteed. At the end of this, I will talk about a software that me and a partner have developed to make this process very easy. And we've been beta testing with a couple of people, and the results have been pretty phenomenal. But the underpinnings and what it actually does, this webinar will go over, and you can do it manually by yourself using search term reports, which a lot of you guys have probably opened. But there is a lot to do, and let's get started. Okay, cool. So here are the topics that we're going to cover, and you know what? I'm going to make this big. Does that look better? Oh no, it says it's paused here. Never mind. I'm just going to go back to my other screen here. Just gonna do it this way, guys, because I know for sure that it's showing. So, okay, so the biggest source of lost money on sponsored products, guys. You would probably be amazed, even me, that I pride myself in knowing everything about the search term report and just understanding everything that's in the search term. You know, when I started building this and started seeing, you put different filters, and I saw what was in my campaigns, what I was spending money on. I was pretty shocked. So I'm pretty sure the vast majority of people are gonna see this as well. Another thing is, I'm not sure how many of you guys know, but conversion rate on a product is obviously extremely important in Amazon. So we know that Amazon looks at your conversion of your product, and accordingly, they're going to rank you or not rank you and doing a lot of things, because the number of people that come to your page and the number of people who buy, if that's really high, Amazon's going to love you. I mean, it makes sense. And then, like I already said before, how to access this information, go into that. And another little bonus topic, we're going to talk about budgets. When to set budgets, when not to set budgets. Is this important? Okay, cool. So let's get started. One main focus here is going to be auto campaigns. Okay, auto campaigns have a lot of good things about them, a lot of bad things about them. So one is really easy. Most sellers, no matter how new or how advanced, use automatic campaigns, because Amazon, they have a lot of data scientists and computer programmers and whoever, and they work on getting your ad in front of people that the product will be relevant to. And a lot of times they're going to do cool things, right? So let's say you're selling a silicone spatula, and everything in this webinar is going to talk about selling a silicone spatula. So if you are selling a silicone spatula and you put an automatic campaign, you think, hey, well, they're going to bid for a silicone spatula, maybe nylon spatula. They're going to add things like maybe kitchen tools, maybe kitchen utensils. They're going to find a lot of things that you are relevant for and show people, and that's going to be a source for you to get new keywords, right? Even if you didn't do your keyword research super well, they're going to still find things that are relevant based on a lot of things we don't know. But it could be when people search other products, then they find you. Oh, that's relevant. They have whatever method they have, but they do find a lot of great keywords. But then what happens is they do what I call it bonus phrases. So in automatic campaigns, there are a ton of extra keywords, so to speak. It's not actually a keyword, it's a search term. So the customer is actually searching. In this case, you have silicone spatula, and this is real data. I have a product that's pretty much a silicone spatula, and these are real results from my automatic campaign on this. Okay, So it's a silicone spatula. You're ranking for Rachel's tea. That means, you know, I'm spending several dollars, maybe $10, maybe 20, maybe only 4 on Rachel's tea when I have a silicone spatula. Now, that's a waste of money. They're not searching for any sort of tea. Even worse, women's watches. Okay, how in the world does Amazon figure this out and put this up there? I don't know. But literally, women's watches, storage bench, motorized can crusher, all for silicone spatula. This is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy, guys. So literally, Amazon just puts whatever they want up and start showing you for that. So we say thanks, Amazon. Awesome. Thanks for trying to find good keywords for me. You know, I could have just put in random things and thought of much better keywords, much better search terms to target. Now, the issue with this, now generally, I had this thought process for a long time that, hey, we may find a relevant keyword with this auto campaign, right? Maybe women's watches, and I thought this for a long time. I'm like, maybe if I wait till I get 5 clicks or 10 clicks on women's watches, maybe somebody searched, you know, that wants the watch is going to buy my silicone spatula. The problem is and we'll see later in the webinar, I have real example where an automatic campaign could have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these irrelevant keywords, and if each one only spends you, you know, $5, that could be $1,000, just like that, spent, you know, depending on, you know, your competitive and whatever kind of thing you're competing for. So that's a lot of waste. And here is some real data. And just from, this is recent, this is a screenshot, and I've used, you know, this new Samurai tool that I'll talk about, but finding, and you can get this in the search term report. This is, a lot of this information is contained in the search term report. And this is literally just a few keywords, okay? And this is in the last 60 days, and the spend here is ridiculous. You know, over $90 on a single SKU, right? If you have 20 SKUs, you have 10 SKUs, or even if you have 1 SKU, that's $90, right? That's $90 that should be in your pocket, and it's hurting you because you're getting bad traffic to your listing, and that's going to lower your conversion rate, okay? So, and I should change this to sellers. Okay, so in doing this with many people, I found that even guys like myself, where I'm like, hey, I open the search term report all the time, I live in this, I love it. Even people who pay attention miss little things because the search term report, right, it comes out in Excel, changes all the time. Like, are you looking at it, you know, every 7 days, maybe every day? And sometimes you just miss these things. So what's happening, this is literally thousands of dollars, okay? So one of the reasons why this auto campaign is super important as well is that you guys probably know this page here, but this is at the bottom of Amazon on a product listing. It says sponsored products related to this item. Now, for the longest time, the only way you can bid there is through automatic campaigns, okay? Now, more recently, they're in some odd scenarios, they're showing it for phrase match and broad match keywords. They're going to show your product down here, but it's mostly still auto, even though it may show up elsewhere. Now, what's happening is if you have, let's say you have to have, you know, a $2 bid to be on the top of this. These ads perform extremely, extremely well, generally, if you have a good listing. But potentially, if you have a competitor who's negative matching all of his keywords, okay, and by all of them, I mean 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks of a very bad keyword, right? Going back to this example, if you're waiting to get 10 clicks on women's watches when you have a silicone spatula, you're literally damaging your listing's conversion rate, and you're spending money absolutely needlessly. Even if you got a magical sale on women's watches, what is that going to do? It's one sale. It's never going to help you in organic rankings. It's never going to help you with anything relevant. There is no, you got maybe one sale, and even if it was profitable, maybe those clicks only cost you 50 cents and you only spend $5 and your profitability is $7. You may have made $2 potentially on women's watches, but that's one out of like 100 or maybe 200 keywords. So there is no reason to wait that long. And then if you are waiting that long, what's happening is you can't increase your bid on auto, and you'll never be competitive in this section right here in the sponsored products related to this item. So that's, our suggestion is find all your keywords, all your search terms in auto that have 1 click or 2 clicks, if you want to be extremely conservative, that are irrelevant to your product. If you have a silicone spatula, don't be smart and think, for a house fan or ceiling fan, you're going to get a sale, because Amazon will show your product for that. So yeah, that's the main issue. And in doing this, I've gone ahead and I did this with my own campaigns and also with several other people campaigns that we've done beta testing with. All we did was negative match everything that was irrelevant. Okay, let me see. We got a question over here. Let me see. You cannot do negative ASIN matches. That was a question. And so you cannot do negative ASIN match in automatic campaigns, unfortunately. And there is a case where you'll have a bad performing ASIN. So maybe it's a top selling one that's $1 cheaper than yours and it's not performing well. You can't negative match that. Amazon does not allow you to. However, if you negative match all keywords, you're going to offset that waste. And generally, it may have a high ACOS, but it's generally you at least get maybe 1 sale, maybe high ACOS, maybe 100% ACOS, compared to the 200 keywords that you get no sale. So you're going to be more competitive also on the ones that are not the very best ASIN matches, but on the ones that you do like, there's usually a lot more of that. And so I hope that answers the question. So anyway, we've been actually testing this, and all we did was add negative match to everything that was irrelevant. Okay, 1 click, no, just don't even think about it. Negative match it, get rid of it. Don't spend your money now, because there is no long-term sale. Okay, one of the reasons sponsored products is awesome because it helps you with rankings. Okay, you're not going to rank for women's watches with silicone spatula. Okay, so this is two screenshots of 2 accounts and the results of automatic campaigns. This is a new feature within Campaign Manager where you can actually see graphs, and so we filtered to only automatic campaigns. And these little arrows show where we started using the Samurai Seller. Started negative matching, so that's the strategy. Negative match everything that's irrelevant as soon as you find it, okay? And then you're able to increase bids and bid on more ASINs, more keywords, discover more things, okay? So this is pretty amazing. Okay, so the spend here was about, I don't know, that's what, $800, and sales were maybe, what is that, like 1,200? I should have gotten that information, but it's, not very much. Just doing that, what I'm talking about here, it's gone up to spending $2,400 and $9,200 in sales. Okay, it's a better ACOS and a lot more volume, and that gives me a lot more relevancy. So that's awesome. Over here, this campaign on the bottom, from 5K spend and 12,000 in sales to 10K spend, 28,000 in sales. This is pretty amazing. These results are, more than I expected when we were first trying to do this. This is only auto, guys. And this last dip down here, it's because the month wasn't over when the screenshot was taken. But if you look, if you could double your spend and, almost triple your sales just on auto, get rid of low converting, have higher bids, you're telling Amazon, hey, you should be ranking my product. And what you don't see here, and I should have put in, is the sales of these products not on the campaigns, and those were going up as well. Okay, so actually in May, this was the highest ever right here, and this was very, very good sales as well. And why does the sales go up like that so much? Well, I already talked about this a bit because I jumped the gun on the slides here, but think about it. If you have 300 keywords and you each wait to get 2 clicks, 3 clicks, or 100 keywords, 3 clicks, 4 clicks each, you're literally getting 20 clicks every single day on a product. Maybe it has, 200 sessions. So you're getting 10% extra sessions to your page with no extra sales. You're telling Amazon that you're less able to sell than you really are. Okay, so your rankings are going to go up if you do this. Pretty much, That's what we expect. Just guessing, if Amazon was smart, which they are, they're going to want products that convert better on the first page. And I also talked about this too on the bottom. And this is starting to go into phrase and broad match, which I'm going to talk about also. But the big thing is you really cannot spend money on irrelevant keywords on auto and also on phrase. And so same thing here. We're going to talk about phrase and broad match. Okay, so there's a video done here, which I did earlier. And if you guys are not that familiar with what the match types are, if you go to bit.ly/Amazon match types, I talk about that if you guys are newer sellers here. And for phrase and broad, you're going to target customer search terms that are not your keyword. Okay, so if your keyword is spatula, okay, you are going to find things like silicone spatula, comfortable silicone spatula, red kitchen spatula, and maybe you have a red spatula, okay? But you're also going to be bidding on other terms like rubber spatula, which probably you're not going to get sales for, IKEA spatula, which costs maybe 50 cents, and yours is $10, so they're not going to want to buy you. Pink spatula isn't pink, so you're going to be bidding on all these things. It's similar to auto, but less out there. The same thing applies. Your conversion rate is less here. Your click-through rate is less. You're giving Amazon data that your listing is not as good by bidding for these keywords, and you're not going to rank. Like if you look on, rubber spatula, there is. I mean, I didn't actually search this exact one, but I would assume if you search rubber spatula on Amazon, you're not going to find a silicone spatula on page 1. This is not going to be a main keyword for you for rankings or for getting a lot of sales. So you're wasting your money there. Okay, so the bigger problem here is you're splitting your bids, okay? So let's say spatula in this case, and you have you're bidding for spatula, and right here, this example, right? You're bidding $1, okay? But your ACOS is terrible. Your ACOS is maybe 70%. You're like, hey, I can't have a 70% ACOS. But the reason that is let's say, silicone spatula, your ACOS might be 30%. Rubber spatula, your ACOS is 150. So you think, oh, I should decrease my bid. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong. You should not decrease your bid on a phrase match based on the ACOS that you see in Campaign Manager, because it's split. It is split between several different search terms. So what you need to do is negative match the rubber spatula, IKEA spatula, pink spatula, see if your ACOS is still good. And actually, if silicone spatula has a 30% ACOS, you can take that one, match it exact, and it could be a longer one, comfortable silicone spatula, and then bid $1.50, $2 on there, okay? But minimally, for sure, negative match them in the phrase match, because you're wasting money and you're muddling, you are making very unclear what your ACOS is or what your bid should be. Okay, so that covers that. And it's, in some cases, you'll never even see it. Okay, so maybe kitchen silicone spatula is more competitive, right? So you're bidding $1, you don't get any impressions for kitchen silicone spatula because everybody's bidding way, way higher than you. So what you need to do after you negative match it and you increase the bid, you're going to uncover different keywords that you did not see before. And that's a big thing, because the whole purpose of phrase and broad matching is to discover new keywords. And if your bid is too low because you're adjusting your ACOS on very poor keywords with low conversion rate, you are not going to discover the most profitable keywords. And why are they the most profitable? Well, think about it. Everybody else, or not everybody, but maybe your top or best competitors, they've already put it in exact match. They are doing this maybe longer than you if you're doing a new launch. They're already bidding $2, $3 because they have a 50% conversion rate on that keyword. You're never going to show, never going to get a click, and never even get in the game if you don't figure this out. And of course, if you did it differently and you did a really good keyword research and all this stuff is exact match, then this is less relevant for you. But nobody can say they found all the keywords for their product. And if they do, I'll see their campaign and see if we can find some of the keywords. All right. So how to access this information, guys? Probably you guys do know this, and the information is presented by Amazon in the search term report. It's under reports, advertising reports, and you go right here, you press search term, and you see the report name, and you really should report period should be the last 2 months. That's the maximum they give you, 60 days. And in there, you'll see customer search term column. And this is pretty basic stuff. Customer, the search term report, if you guys haven't seen it, that's pretty basic. But again, a lot of people that I know don't like going into the search term report because it's Excel, it's a bunch of data, a bunch of numbers, lots of columns, a lot of irrelevant information. But it's vital, and so we've made this a lot easier, and I'll show you in the next slide how it looks when we do it. But one thing that the search term report does not show, so we did a test, and search term report goes back 7 days. Will give a click credit for a sale 7 days after the click maximum. So if somebody clicked on your thing today, let's say you're selling, I don't know, a bench press, right? A pretty high ticket item. And someone clicks on your bench press ad, they save it, click it to their, save it to their favorites, do whatever, and they buy it 2 weeks later. Your campaign manager will not show that click got you a sale. Never, no matter how long you wait, because the maximum time that's given in the search term report and in campaign manager is 7 days. Okay. Now, I don't know why Amazon does this, but to the programmers, okay, we have special requests we give to Amazon, say, hey, give us information about this account. What they get back to us, they give us the sales 1 day after the click, 7 days after the click, and 30 days after the click, and they separate them out that way. And what we're actually doing in Samurai is, on the second day, we're collecting 2 days after clicks. We're getting the full data, pretty much. If it's 3 days, we'll know. Anyway, so 30 days we know, and we did a test, and we compare 7 days after the click compared to 30 days after the click. Simple products in the $15 price range get an additional 8% sales after day 7. So, if there's a product that's borderline profitable and you're reducing the bid, if you had the full information, you may say, hey, I want to increase the bid. This is very, very important. Amazon does not give this data only in their what's called the API. It's an interface programmer. It's application programming interface. Not that you guys need to know that word, but the point is they give it to the programmers and then we put it up so you guys can actually see it. Amazon doesn't do it probably because it's a lot of information. Collecting 30 days of sales information for every single seller is very, very data processing heavy, and they probably don't want to do that. So here we go. That's that. And then this is what our tool looks like. And it's pretty simple. So you run some parameters. You say, hey, show me everything that's over whatever 2 clicks. And again, the whole point of this, if you don't have the tool, you don't get the tool. The thing to take home is don't wait for 10 clicks to negative match a keyword. Negative match it if it's irrelevant right away. I probably suggest after 1 single click, you can wait, let's say 7 days for that, what's called the attribution window, to see if that thing did make a sale. But if it didn't make a sale, it's not worth it to find out on hundreds of keywords. We have a single SKU that has 800 negative match keywords, and the BSR of that has just been climbing and climbing and climbing because we're outbidding everybody on ASIN matches, and we're finding a bunch of great keywords. Okay, so negative match things right away. So right here, you pull this report, and then it'll tell you can sort here by clicks, by cost, click-through rate, whatever you want to look at. And then you just press this button, boom, negative match, and then it negative matches it and adds it to that ad group. Instant. It takes about, 5 seconds, 3 seconds for this to load. And you can put anything and it just shows up there, and you can negative match things instantly and then undo it. It's pretty amazing. And if you see right here, this report right here produced 8,500 results, 8,500 customer search terms that literally did not make a sale. This is real information. I mean, it's not 8,000 keywords that didn't make a sale. Okay, and a lot of those, like I would say maybe at least a third, are irrelevant. It's stuff that you do not need to have. So in this case, boom, just negative match, negative match, negative match. Things that have 3 clicks, 4 clicks, negative match. You're saving yourself money every single time. And this money, it accumulates. It's kind of like an avalanche, okay? Because this is just in 2 months. So if you spend $10 in 2 months, right? In a year, that's $60, okay? Every single time. And then also you're missing out on when you negative match a lot of things and you start increasing the bid, you're finding new keywords. This is the whole purpose of auto. And if you don't negative match, you're going to stay in the same bid and the same keywords as you always had, and that's wasting your money and wasting opportunity, which you can't see on a spreadsheet like this. Okay, so easy, good. That's my advice. Negative match all the crap that does not give you anything. And then so far, any questions? If anybody has any question or any comments, feel free to post about it or ask me right now, and I will certainly answer it. Okay, another tip here, budget. Okay, a lot of people ask me, hey, could you look at my account? Let's consult on this. Can you give me some tips? And there's a lot of people, even very hugely successful sellers, that they run out of budget. 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever time it is, you get hit on your budget. Now, most of the time, you should never be limited by budget. When you're starting a campaign at the very beginning, you might want to set the budget so you don't waste a lot of money. But after you start and you see, hey, this ACOS is about 30% and your target ACOS is 40%, why would you run out of budget, right? Like if you could have a 20% ACOS campaign, why not put $100,000 in it and you'll make $200,000? There's no purpose, right? If it was $1 million, I'd put $1 million in a campaign that give me 20% ACOS, right? Why not? So if you have a good ACOS, increase your budget. Very simple. And if you have a bad ACOS, you're going to need to reduce your bids, but not just reduce the bids. If it's phrase or broad or auto, if you're reaching your budget on auto, any of these things, you need to negative match like crazy the ones at high ACOS, because there's always a mix. Always it's a mix. You have keywords that are 200% ACOS, 150% ACOS, and keywords that are 2% ACOS. It does happen. If you open your search term report, I will guarantee you, if you're making any sort of volume of sales, you have keywords that'll say like 1% ACOS, 5% ACOS, 8% ACOS. You're like, oh my goodness. And you're bidding like $1 when you could be bidding $2 or $3, have a 20% ACOS, and triple the amount of sales. So you should never be limited by the budget unless you're just getting started. So that's very important. And if, simple, just increase your budget if it's low ACOS, and if it's high ACOS, reduce your bids on the high ACOS keywords after you've negative matched the ones that are there. Cool. So this is pretty much the webinar here. I do want to talk about how you can get this to happen and how you can do this super easy, right? If you don't want to deal with search term report, if you want to do this quickly, because I actually love search term report. I love looking at it, love looking at the information. At the same time, I built this tool primarily, for me to use in my company, for our people that are using, that are changing and managing PPC, to be able to use it, because it's speed, right? If you are your own boss and you're doing the PPC yourself and you're spending time downloading it all the time, going in, filtering, like, it's a waste of time for yourself if you're the only one doing it, or it's a waste of an employee's time or VA's time when everything could be given to you right super easy. Like right here, we just have this, boom, negative match, negative match, negative match. How much time are you saving here? Even if you could do it perfectly, how much time could you save? Probably a lot. So a lot of PPC, we're still building more tools, by the way. This is a very, very beginning of our what we're going to do on PPC, but we're building uncertainties. It is certain that you should negative match women's watches if you're selling a garlic press. That's a no-brainer. So we're building on a foundation of every single thing that we're building in this tool. It's not a guess. It's always a certainty. This definitely should be done, and we're building on that. Okay, so a lot of PPC tools in the market, they'll do a lot of suggestive, automatic things. You don't know what's going on. And, some of them could be good changes, some of them could be not. That's fine. And these tools can go up to $1,000 plus if you're a big seller. A lot of them, even for the smallest plan, they have $100. So we're actually opening this beta. It's moving to an open beta. And that means that I'm very involved. The developers are on this every day, adding features, changing things. So when you sign up, it's samuraiseller.com/ads. Literally, you can sign up for $20 a month. And give your feedback. You know, you guys could contact me directly. I'm not going to give my email out on this webinar because there'll be a recording, but you guys can reach out to me directly. You probably know how to reach me. If you sign up for this and you do not save more than your fee for the membership, I'll give you 3 months free, refund anything that happened. I'm super positive that if you sign up for this, you will save money, period, guaranteed. The price is ridiculous. This is only because it's just starting, and it's just a no-brainer. Click 4 buttons, and you save yourself tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars. I mean, I know a seller who put it in. When they matched a bunch of their stuff, I would say it literally saved them over $1,000 a month. So, good. Another thing, everybody who's here, if you do sign up, send me a message afterwards. I will do a personal onboarding with your account if you want me to, and show you how to use the tool. And again, it's not that hard. You set up 1 or 2 clicks. You can also set up ACOS, by the way. So if you want to negative match things that have over 100% ACOS, you can do that as well. It's very straightforward, but I will literally sit down with you and do this. And if you're already on Samurai Seller, right, we have had other services in the past. We still have many subscribers. If you're one of them, this is literally absolutely free of charge for you guys. And that is that's the end of this, guys. That's thank you very much. This is Aaron, and that was my first webinar. I appreciate you guys coming, listening, and I hope this was very helpful and valuable to you guys, because that is my entire intention, to save you guys money. If I can't save you money and I'm telling you I'm saving you money, I literally will not charge you. That's pretty simple. And you know, I think selling on Amazon is amazing. And why not improve your conversion rate, save money? Why not? You know, there's no reason not to. All you guys are in a great position right now. Amazon is blowing up. So thank you all, and that is the end. See how I turn this off.